Hello, welcome, everybody. Welcome, September. Welcome, Great Britain. Welcome, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Amazon, and Amazon. It's so good to be back. It's so good, and even better when I'm. Um, it's not full co-hosting this live show with these two amazing people, Nick and Steven. Last but not the least, of course. How are you both?
Yeah, good, Marco. Great to be with you as well. Long time since we've broadcast together, so excited.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, loved the music on the intro.
Okay.
Awesome.
By the way, let me play a music because this is an epic moment. This is when I'm getting back to live shows after some weeks of break. Steven, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to be here with yourself and Nick. I'm looking forward to today's show because it's a long time, as Nick said, since we've broadcast together, and anything can happen in the next 60 minutes or so. And just happy to be here. I think I can honestly say that.
I think we should. So, because in a while it's the first time or that you are here, and some people they never saw you before, so I think it would be great for both of you to introduce yourself so people get to know you a little better. Would you mind?
For sure. I'll go first. Yeah, I'm Nick Wood, obviously Amazon live stream influencer, still, just about. Digital marketer. Yeah, I've got a digital marketing company, so we do a lot of digital marketing. That's websites, ads, you name it, we do it. But yeah, the passion is for live streaming and video. It's all good fun. Something that we started doing years ago and just can't stop. And yeah, whenever we're doing it, we're trying to find new platforms to come and share. It's I think Stephen will agree, this is one of the best ways to network on the planet. Absolutely fantastic. Live streaming.
Absolutely.
Live streaming is totally the best way to make contact. Say hello to Guy and to Computer Park. Both have joined in my Amazon Live page, so we know we're live. My name's Steve Healy, based in Wiltshire in England. I'm a live broadcaster, and I spend my time broadcasting. I work for Be Live and for OneStream Live, and just basically just enjoy going live. Simple as that. Try and stop me. I'm live every weekday.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I'm live every weekday on Amazon, normally at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you can join me there. And thank you to Guy and Computer Park for joining me.
Hello, both of you. And by the way, if you don't know me, because maybe you are watching on Nick's or Steven's broadcast, I'm Marco Novo. As you can see, I'm from Sweden.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm by my accent, I think you may think that I'm from Sweden, and maybe my blonde hair, my blue eyes. But
That's
I'm
the giveaway.
Portuguese. I like to confuse people.
If this was a podcast and we were voice only, you might just get away with that. But people
Maybe
can
not.
see
I think even like that, not sure. But I'm Portuguese, I'm located in Portugal, and I just realized, well, it was today, even though it was at around midnight or so, because I like to check the memories on Facebook. And I just realized that 8 years ago, I made my first live show on. Can you?
Wow.
I think Steven. For Steven, this is a very easy question. But Nick, do you know where I started live streaming?
8 years ago. I'm
Yes.
guessing that was probably pre-Facebook Live, wasn't it?
Not yet.
I don't know. I should know because I know Stephen used to be on it a lot. But the word has just leapt out of my head.
Yes, Steven knows for sure. Right, Steven? I think it was.
Stephen would normally know for sure. Yeah, we met on Blab.
Blab.
Absolutely. So back in 4th of September 2015, I was, and this is one of the things I like to tell when I do my trainings and everything, when I do speeches, whatever, because there's this thing you need to strategize, have a plan, blah, 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 blah. This is a good blah, blah, blah. Because most of the things that happened to me, who led me to nice, professional, and differentiated things, were by accident. And this, it couldn't be more random situation. I was checking my Facebook feed, and I saw a friend of mine, Pedro Caramês, which is a well-known LinkedIn professional here in Portugal. We have Barry as well. Hello, Barry, and Chris. Blah.
Hey.
So I was checking my Facebook feed, and my friend was saying, "Oh, I'm trying this new platform. Come and see it." And I had the chance not to click it. Of course, I had the chance to kept scrolling, but yes, I clicked. And then I was there. I started interacting, blah, blah, blah. And he asked me, "Do you want to join?" Again, I had the chance not to join, but I joined. And it was an amazing experience. And the funny thing is, or was that we were 4 on the screen. That's the amount of people that we could have back to those days. And the 2 men from Portugal and 2 ladies from Brazil. It was a pretty nice, entertaining conversation. And by the end, when we finished the broadcast, I said to myself, this is my thing. I think I was not wrong.
Yeah,
I guess. But the next weeks, I was kind of those people. I don't know if you had these things when we went to vacations on a given place and everything was amazing, and we came back from holidays and we start talking to all of us, to our relatives, friends, whatever, the dog, the cat, the fish. Oh, these vacations, they have a nice beach and the food and the restaurant and the hotel. And when people start to see us by the end of the street, they run away to the other side because they don't want to hear us more talking about our vacations. But that was me back in those days. People were looking at me like, what kind of weed is this guy smoking or whatever. The thing is, 8 years after, I think my story, it's there. And Stephen's story, it's there as well. Nick as well. So I think that for people who believed that live streaming could be a pretty nice thing, I think we were right.
Yeah.
Don't you, Stephen?
Totally. I mean, we've been lucky. We've been here through live video history. We've seen the developments. We sat in. You spotted Restream.io as soon as they decided to put a live studio together. You and I started a broadcast on Restream probably 3 or 4 years ago, and we followed the development one by one. Oh, they got text. Oh, now you can show images. Now you've got video. Now you can broadcast 5 different places at the same time. And we were totally blown away. We just love live video. And it's just the most amazing place to be. It's a very friendly place. Everybody who's watching us now has become friends. And that's because of our presence on live video and on social media. Social media works. Social media is the place to get to know people and make contact with people. And I mean, Barry and Chris and Guy and Computer Pal, all connected to live video. And what more can you say? Nick, your live video journey has been, well, it's been similar to ours.
It has. It was a little bit weird though, because I didn't embrace it as much in the early days. When Facebook brought out Facebook Lives, yeah, absolutely, grabbed my phone, was all over it. And then I had a kind of like a guilt complex. I was thinking, what have I got to say particularly? So I got into OBS and started playing around with that, and that was all good fun. But I couldn't really get my message, and it really clicked for me. Was I was producing live video. Remember when BeLive had the little live assistant job?
Yeah.
And I was producing a couple of live shows for people using that, and then of course the pandemic struck and everything, and I thought, oh, so all my clients were in the hospitality industry, of course, which just shut overnight. And so I thought, what can I do? I thought, I know, I will live stream myself again. I shall pick up that mantle and live stream and hold a little 1 hour a day open for local businesses to come and say what they're up to. Well, as you can imagine, the first few days I was just talking to myself, but this was the power of Facebook at that time, and it just turbocharged the live views, even though it was just me chatting for an hour by myself. And then suddenly I was spotted by some people that had a local business group, and suddenly I went from having no one to talk to then suddenly I was doing 2 or 3 interviews within the hour, and it just took off from there. So yeah, suddenly realized, yeah, this live streaming is absolutely incredible. I think it was something crazy. I went from a very dormant Facebook page I hadn't used for a few years, and I think my reach in the first month was like 76,000. It was incredible. If only we could get that now. But, hey.
If only that's the things that's changed, isn't it? If we talk about game-changing things, you've got BeLive, you've got StreamYard, you've got Restream, and now you've got OneStream and all the major systems. But the thing that's made the biggest difference is Zoom. Yeah, because during the Zoom years, everybody got into live broadcasting. Because if you're on a Zoom meeting, you are broadcasting live, not necessarily live to the world, but live in a meeting. And that got rid of a lot of fear that people had. Yeah. Get used to chatting in a private room. And then you can go outside and chat to the world. So whilst we say it's not real broadcasting, it was live. It was streaming live. I think the Zoom years actually changed the way that people perceive live broadcasting. And say hello to, just a moment, it's busy today.
You're so popular.
I know. I'm just lucky. Karen Glasser has joined us from the States.
Hello.
A good friend. And I mean, those were basically the PTZ years. There was a competition that went for 3 years, and Karen and I both entered the competition. About PTZ cameras, nothing to do with us at all. But they said, if you live stream, come and join the competition. And for 3 years running, we both finished in the top 10, despite the fact that we were nothing to do with PTZ. And we've been firm friends ever since. Yeah. All that is this.
And another thing about this live streaming thing, of course, Zoom made an impact, because we were kind of in a video call. People saw us, heard us, whatever. But also, and we saw this movement of stores which were closed, struggling, because the people are kind of thrown to the swimming pool, and now it's time to swim. You don't have time to lessons. You just have to struggle, survive. And we saw this emerging thing about live selling, live shopping, wherever, on Facebook, Instagram, mainly. And you saw, and at least here in Portugal, we can see lots of them remaining, and other kind of things like reading cards and reading the crystal ball, whatever.
Oh yes, a lot of that. Yeah.
But kind of there's a saying here in Portugal, which is the occasion makes the thief. And I think the COVID was kind of that time for businesses, because we knew that some of them, they struggled a lot. They were resistant to embrace social media, live video, and this is not for me, my business. And this is even more real in Latin countries, because some people in the Americas, they like to call themselves Latins, but I'm sorry, you're not. Okay, I'm sorry about that. You should know a little bit more the story, so you can know what actually a Latin country is. So mainly here in Portugal, usually we tend to be a little bit reluctant to change. Okay, because again, When I started talking about live streaming 8 years ago, you can wonder of what kind of faces I was seeing, looking at me, staring. What the hell are you talking about? Why don't you get a real job? And the thing is, we saw lots of live shows selling clothes, selling perfumes, wherever you have to sell flowers, they were there. Okay, so I think this was also another reality that got live streaming boosted. Was okay, I can't open my physical store, but I need to eat. I need to feed my people, my family. So I need to work around. I need to move on. I need to use the tools that I have to move on.
This is the start of a most amazing story. Marco and I and two friends, David Burrows and Brigetti, broadcast together. And Marco kept saying, I've got on Amazon.com. I'm actually broadcasting Amazon.com from Portugal. I think you should join me. And this was back in March, 2.5 years ago. Because Marco always leads the way. He was the first on there, first to make a splash. And I thought, well, me, Amazon. So after 3 months thinking, because I wasn't going to rush into things, I decided to go live on Amazon for the first time, Amazon.com.
I think, yeah. I think the moment that you just realized maybe he's talking serious was when I said to you, look, Stephen, I spent I think it was around $200, 200 euros, whatever, on my refurbished iPhone, yeah. And I said, Stephen, the ROI was reached.
My phone's paid for. Yeah, that was the moment.
I think it was the moment when finally, like we like to say here in Portugal, the coin felt like, okay, I think this may worth to take a look.
This is real. This is real. This is happening. Marco's making it happen, working hard, making it happen, and making impression. I'll give it a go. So I was on the system. I set it all up, got approved as an influencer, then a rising star. And a rising star, you've got to do 90 minutes before they approve you to go and run riot everywhere. And
how many weeks did you took for that 90 minutes?
Patience. So I went live for 5 minutes. I didn't have a plan. I just went live for 5 minutes. I ran out of words and I frightened myself. I thought, well, what are you doing on Amazon.com? Why, what? And I pulled the plug after 5 minutes. So I had 85 minutes to go. So I spoke to Marco, and my second broadcast was with Marco, and we did over 85 minutes. And he kept my nerves steady, and we pushed through it, and I became an Amazon insider. Because the work Marco put in, first of all, in inspiring and then in hand-holding, we were talking about that earlier, to actually get me through. So I'm eternally grateful because it's changed my world. It literally has, because by being on Amazon, the other opportunities opened up too. And I'm extremely grateful. And we'll tell that story every time we're live.
I know. Right. I find that such an amazing story that someone has vastly experienced, a live streamer as yourself, can still suddenly get a little bit shook by just the magnitude of, when you sit back and think about it, it's like, oh gosh, yeah, we are on one of the biggest websites on the planet and we're allowed to live stream. And when you first told me that story, Stephen, I was genuinely shocked. And then I thought about it. I thought, I'm glad I didn't give it as much thought as you did.
Well, there's nothing you can do about nerves. I mean, we all have nerves before we go live. That's quite natural.
Yeah.
And thank you for the comments, Karen. We all have nerves. But if the nerves hit you 4 or 5 minutes in, and Marco and I have talked about this a lot, because Marco has done many broadcasts on it, and that's imposter syndrome. And that's when you think that you are doing something that you shouldn't be. And that's where I found myself. And I mean, I've recovered since, and it wouldn't happen again. But it was just, as you say, the immensity of being live on Amazon.com. Yeah, which we are now, of course, and now we're celebrating the fact, and things change over time.
I know. I remember very quickly my little story because again, inspired by Marco and of course Stephen. And I remember Marco doing, was telling us all about his reconditioned iPhone and which one should he get and everything. And then Stephen has said to me, even, "Oh, Marco's doing real," and now I'm starting. I thought, I really must look at this. And I had totally forgotten that in the January of that year, I'd actually applied for the influencer program, and just assumed that I wouldn't get it. I didn't think I had enough followers and the like. And so I just totally forgot about it. So I thought, right, I need to apply for this. I'll record myself doing it. That'll make a great how-to video to teach other people how to do it. And I logged in, and to my absolute astonishment, it said, "Congratulations, you need to do your working."
You were kind of in your head. You were listening to the fanfare. Fa 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 fee fa fa fa.
And it was like I'd had access for about 6 months, but I'd totally forgotten I'd even applied for it. And it was only watching yourself, Marco, and then Stephen. I thought, right, I need to apply. And it's like, oh my goodness. And so it was good. And then of course I then had to go and do the 90 minutes.
Absolutely.
I think I did mine in 2 lots, 45, I think, if memory serves.
And my thoughts on this, because these are things that usually I've been asked about because, well, I'm a little bit crazy, yes, because people, they kind of ask me, "Marco, but you're Portuguese, are you not afraid? And your English is pretty good, whatever." And and I kind of came up with I don't like, because here, let me share some thoughts with you, some things. Here in Portugal, those coaches, they like to talk about mindset. You need to get out of the box, you need to change, to switch your mindset. But the thing is, actually, I needed to kind of came up with a new setup of mindset to overcome this, because at some point we all face this imposter syndrome. I like to say that at some given level, the imposter syndrome is good, because A, you have a sense of responsibility, and B, you have a sense of improvement. And I believe this is important. But just till this level, higher, it's BS. Okay, it's really bad. And so people, they tend to ask me, it's kind of crazy going live, it's not even your language. And I said, well, and I think both of you already heard this story, but I think our millions of viewers, they deserve to know this as well. One of the things I came up is I had this self conversation. I don't know if you are crazy enough to do self conversation. I do this often. So I was doing this conversation. Do I know people that are Portuguese talkers, like Portuguese people, Brazilian people, or whatever, which doesn't speak the language pretty well? And I said, yes, I know. Lot more than I liked. Yes, I know. So probably there's native English speakers that don't speak English as good as they should. Yes, I think there are. Probably. So why should I stop by talking in a language that it's not even mine? And when I know also that doing, it's the best way to improve. Besides, I'm not concerned at all that if I don't know, and this is one of the biggest things and better things about going live on Amazon, is that on my side, I improved exponentially my vocabulary, because you need to come up with these specific parts of a product, whatever. And I'm not afraid, when I don't know, to call it a thing. Look, you need to press this thing. And this is something that we should think about as well. We are work in progress all the time. And this is one of our biggest mistakes, is thinking that we are a finished product. that we are the ultimate version of ourselves. Okay, easy. Just look at my first videos on Amazon Live and look now and see everything that changed meanwhile.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Okay.
that's how it should be. Because I changed my cameras, my microphone, my lights, my English hopefully improved. So I think this is how we need to face it. No matter what we are talking about, we can talk about Amazon Live, but we can talk about our live shopping live. We can talk about sharing insights, our favorite tools, our 5 tips to go live, whatever. Okay, this is something that we should do and should think to overcome this imposter syndrome. And think about this: while you are preparing yourself to being perfect, someone is doing, and it's going way faster than you to reach that at least excellent level. Because perfect, I think it's a little bit difficult to reach.
I would say so.
Well, sorry, Nick.
No, after you, Stephen.
Right. I think the thing is, the first thing you've got to realize about live video is this is not television. And it's never going to be perfect. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to make mistakes. In every single show that I do, there's a mistake. Whether people see it or not.
Just one?
We're admitting to one.
You're good. You're doing good.
I haven't read it yet. Right. I just want to take a question that's come in. How did we meet? And we met through live video. The three of us and friends are, we're Live Video Production Week. And we've been broadcasting together now for 6 years as a team. And we enjoy those occasions, and we have friends with us, mentioned to Brigetti. And if anybody else can remember the rest of the team, like Joe Shepherd. Okay.
Joe. Oh my God. Lottie.
Lottie Hearn. Yeah. Okay.
Linda,
so we got together as a team. We met each other on live video. Nick and I broadcast every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern on Amazon Live with our movie quiz, a Trivia Palaver movie quiz. Marco and I, whenever our paths cross, get together and broadcast. But he and I and Nick did a show on Restream. Throughout the entire lockdown period, we kept each other amused and much more on Restream. And we just get together when we can. So Marco and I we've known each other forever. It just seems that way.
Yes. Yeah. I think we met on that Be Live Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of I think Nick was collateral damage.
Yeah, I just rocked up one day and got swept along with it. I thought, man, I'm going to have to hang around.
Of course.
I've got to see whether Marco's English improves for one. But actually, can I just say though, I mean, it's easy for Stephen and I to broadcast in English because it's our native tongue. But I was thinking, when we first got on Amazon, it's Amazon.com in the States, and we're thinking they're going to bring it to Europe. And we're thinking, we'll be able to broadcast in European languages. So Marco will be brilliant. You'll be Portuguese and everything. And then I thought, I know a little bit of German. Of course, Stephen with Angelica has got German now. And it reminded me of a very quick story. I was in this like a little 90-day video challenge group a few years ago. And many years ago, I used to live and work in Germany. So my German was quite good. And so I hadn't spoken German for about 5 or 6 years, probably a little bit longer. And there were these multinational people were doing these 3-minute videos, and they were all doing them pretty much in English. And I thought, crikey, I said, right, my German friends, I said, I apologize now, but I'm going to do a 3-minute video, live video in German for you. So I'm going to butcher your language. So please forgive me. And so that was pretty much the first time I was super, super nervous on a live stream because, you got the nerves there, and then suddenly, you can't think of the words. They weren't coming as fast as I wanted. But I managed to get through, and my German friends were beautiful. They said, no, Nick, you were much better than you thought you were. Don't worry, it was all good. But 24 hours later, and I don't know if this ever happens to you, Marco, suddenly my brain was flooded with German vocabulary that had obviously been stored up, 10 years ago now, and it just suddenly just triggered, bang, just by trying to work it. So yeah, to live stream in a different language has got to be an amazing thing. I think you do a fantastic job, Marco. It is incredible.
I second.
No, it's true.
Well, I think because we are on Amazon Live, and if we don't talk about products, maybe Amazon Live wouldn't be happy with us. So let's talk about these nice brand that brought us together today. Again, Soundbeats. And I don't know if you want to share the story about first thoughts about this brand, Stephen.
Well, I think the thing is that, as you say, we get introduced to new brands. The brands approach us and they say, would you like to look at our products? And we will send you our product and you can review it on a broadcast. Okay, that's the deal. So we receive the product directly from them. We try it out and then we come and talk about it on Amazon. And it's a straightforward deal. But the thing is, you don't know what you're going to be sent. And so when I was sent these, I'll try and find them. They're here and they're down in the carousel at the moment. These are the Soundbeats Air. Now, the incredible thing about Soundbeats as a company, they've got 20 million customers. So when you check them out, as we all do, when somebody sends us something, we do a bit of research and discover they've got 20 million customers around the globe and a good reputation. And some of their kit is high end and costs a lot more. But this set of headphones costs $29.99. I can give you, that's a 25% discount today. If you click the link in the carousel and go to the page, you can get another another 10% off. So you can get these for $26, which is incredible. There are two things to know about Soundbeats. First of all, they do compete on price. So they're happy to give discounts. They're happy for us to give you discounts. But the other thing is they don't skimp on quality. They're all about audio. So you know when you get a Soundbeats product, the audio is going to be good. Now, I never talk about anything unless I've tried it out. So I put these on, like so. And the thing is, no, not like that. This is going to be one of those demonstrations. Give me an hour or two, like so. And basically they go over your ear, but they're not, they're air. So they sit on your ears and the sound passes from the speakers to your ear. Simple as that. Now, I'm going to try and put these on again. And whilst I'm talking, what I did was I put these on, I paired it with my mobile phone, and I went out on a 3-mile walk. And I was interested in two things. Do they irritate me? Well, the answer to that is no. These are very comfortable to wear, and they just go on like so. It's so easy to do. They're lightweight. That's the first thing. You actually forget you're wearing them. The speakers vibrate, and the vibrations, the music or podcast goes into your ears, simple and straightforward. They do not slip, because I did a bit of running back in the day, well, a month or so ago, and I basically, they stay there. Now, when you're walking on canal side, the sound is absolutely perfect. Yeah, you've got a good bass, you've got a wide frequency range, and the sound is improved by the fact that Soundbeats, if I switch these on, to switch them on, I just need to press one button here. Okay. I need to press that one button here for a bit longer. You get some more professional demonstrations in a minute.
It's here, the button.
I doubt that.
Right, okay. It said power on, which is pretty good. And the thing is,
it's a good sign.
It's working. It's working. Right. Okay. What you can do with any Soundbeats piece of kit is you can download the app. Now, the beauty of the app, it shows that what I'm wearing, it knows what's switched on, is in here is a built-in equalizer. Now, when you get these headphones, anybody can wear them. But as soon as you go into the app, you can set up your own personal sound equalizer, which is tailored to what you hear. So it sends the best possible signal to you. And there's a difference night and day between what everybody can listen to and what you can listen to. It improves the sound quality. So I was surprised, pleasantly surprised, that the quality is there, the sound quality is there, the build quality is there. These are durable, they're flexible, and they will last quite a while. And at the price is misleading. I'm going to say this, not for the first time about Soundpeaks. These should cost a lot more. There are certainly value for money with a 10% coupon, taking it down to $26. I've tried them. I've been running with them. They haven't fallen off. The sound quality is good. I would recommend them. Marco.
Absolutely. Well, my story, it's kind of the same as you, Stephen, because when brands reach out to me, well, the first thing I ask is if they can ship to Portugal. We have the same struggle. Well, I think you kind of are in the betweens, because I think it's more brand friendly to ship to UK than it is to ship to Portugal. I don't know why. But the thing is, I made my homework. I like to go to their Amazon storefront to see how people to see the products. If it's a product which I can kind of defend myself, I'm knowledgeable. Oh my god, on that. So I like to do this kind of work because, for instance, some people I got approaches for bakery industry. And I said, probably not. Even though I like cakes and cookies and whatever, I'm not a bakery expert. So I had to refuse. So I made this research, and then also, and this is something that I like to do as well, is to check if this will be something that I'm going to use, so I can come up with a more accurate review and opinion. Like, for instance, I go to the gym, I jump. I like to, when you're working out, for instance, I like to do my jumps with my rope, which was sent to me by other brand that I'm collaborating with. A pretty nice jumping rope. If you want, I can I can recommend. But the thing is, I like these headphones that have this extra grabbing thing. And there's one thing about these ones that for me it's pretty nice. Even though and Soundpeaks, they have this as well, this kind of hooked earbuds. Let me see if I can remind how to open the box like this. And I have at least 3 more pairs of this, 2 or 3, whatever, of this kind of earphones. They are nice, but the thing is, even like this, sometimes they may fall. I had this experience when I was doing the Camino. I was not using this model, a model similar to this one. I was wearing a hat which had a little rope cord, wherever, and sometimes they got hooked, and when I was removing them, one, for instance, disappeared. Thankfully, I found it later. But this one, the thing is, for instance, you have a better listening experience, and you have a better way to listen to the surroundings while you're using them, which is nice. But even, for instance, you don't want to listen to music and you want to put them in a hold. I like to do this. I put them here in my neck, and I'm still able to have them and to know that I'm with them. And this is good, because this is one of the things, and again, and this is one of the mistakes we tend to make, is thinking that there's a perfect solution which fits all, like the perfect microphone that works in all the scenarios, earbuds, whatever, you name it. Okay. like this, for instance, for these hiking situations. And sometimes, as Stephen mentioned, we like to hear a podcast, we like to hear music, but at the same time, we want to hear the surroundings. We want, at some point, we don't want to hear anything at all. We just want to hear the birds singing, whatever, so we can put it here. But at the same times, we don't want to lose our earbuds. And even though, for instance, this model, and I do this a lot at the gym, I remove them from the ear, but they still hanging on my ear. The thing is, with a touch, it's pretty easy to get them lost. Just
Mm.
like this, it's way more difficult to lose them. So this is something that I like. I second Steve in the fact that the sound, it's surprising. It's amazing how bright the sound is, how clear the whole range of tones that you can get. And one of the things I like about these listening devices is to get details. One of the ways I have to check this, it's my favorite way to check this the detailed sound, is listening to acoustic guitars. Maybe I'm stupid, it's a crazy thing of mine, but when you listen the fingers sliding in the guitar neck, that for me it's a kind of, they have a detailed sound. So this is why I like this sports again. For gym situations, running situations, they are pretty nice because you have a combination of things that are positive. They don't have cable, easy to pair. They have the software, and this is important, that you can come up with your own customized equalization, which is awesome. Easy to remove, okay, and safe, because you can hear your favorite music, podcast, audiobook, but at the same time you can listen what is happening in the surroundings. And I think this is pretty good. Now it's time for me to throw the microphone to Nick Wood and share with us your thoughts.
I will. Well, yes, as a keen runner, I did start off with these, and they do work absolutely beautifully. I have to say, so light, you just forget you're wearing them. But I wanted to really try. That's the ones that Marco was just talking about there, the little wings that hook over your ear. Little story about these ones. When I was trying to set these up, I couldn't actually get them to pair on the app. And I want to say a big shout out and thanks. The service, the customer support, Soundpeats, were as patient as saints with me, because I was doing something really dumb. They'd paired, but I'd somehow managed to get the pairing name incorrect. That's why it couldn't actually use the actual app. And so yeah, so it took us about 2 weeks to work out exactly. I mean, this is how dumb I was. It took us 2 weeks to work out I've made such a dumb thing. It was something that you'd think, actually, yeah, normally 5 seconds you'd suss it out. But no, they were super good. And then I do enjoy running with these, because I do like the fact they are over the ear, and they stay on, and I like them. But I'll bring you on to the third one. And also, guys, I've been putting in the comments the discount codes as well. So additional to what we have, and I don't know whether you can share them through, Marco. We got a 15% off the Run 3
Let me
Light.
add them.
We got 20% off the wings, and we've also
We have
got
Phil
another,
here.
and we've also got another 20% off these ones. And these ones, these are the Capsules Pro, and they are amazing. These are for the price. I think they're 69. I need to highlight them in my carousel. That's it. Yes, they're 21% off. So they're down to 62.99 in the carousel now. You can get an extra 20% off using that code that's in the chat. These are amazing. These sound capsules. Now, I'm a big iPhone fan, and so we do think iPhone, Apple, pretty good products. Well, if I told you that I think these are at least on a par with one of the top end Apple earpods, I kid you not, they are absolutely fantastic. They come now. Those who've watched me talk about earpods before know that when the very first earpods I had, I didn't really get on with them because they kept falling out of my ears. Little did I realise these little covers come off, and actually you put the ones on which actually fit your ear. They come with several options, so you're good to go. But the nice thing is they are equally both noise cancelling, but also you've got a transparency mode as well. So when you're going along, if you want to listen to someone talking, you can switch it to transparency mode, and then you can hear people. So a little bit like with your Airs, you can hear people around because it's not in your ear. You can actually do the same thing with these. They've got 6 mics, they've got 3 in each. So the audio quality when you're making a phone call is really good. But paired with the incredible app where you can have all your equalizers and acoustics, this you can really get a nice beautiful in theater orchestra sound. I big fan of Andre Roux, don't mind telling you, and the Bee Gees, and they come through here absolutely beautifully. It's almost like you'd think you were in a concert hall. They are so good, and as I say, for the price, it is absolutely incredible. And Steve and I often say, we'd have no idea how they make these so competitively priced, because they are absolutely fantastic. And again, they just sit in your ears and you're good to go. Absolutely fine. And so I think one of the other things we've not mentioned yet also is that they are the very latest Bluetooth. I think it's 5.3 off the top of my head. So the connectivity, you're never going to lose that connectivity. So they're super good. Also for gaming as well, they've got some 70 millisecond latency, which allows you to sync. I'm not a massive gamer, so if I'm wrong on this, I do apologize. But yeah, so it allows your voicing to sync. So when you're on a game and you're playing with your mates, then you've got real time audio. I think that's the phrase. But yeah, it's not something I do. It's just something I've read about. But it sounded impressive, and so yeah, so I absolutely love these. I think these are so good. They last a lifetime. If you charge them up, a great little package, just pop them in. I'm always putting them around the way. And again, even when I've been practicing, still get it. There you go. Drop them in. They charge up. Got a nice little button on there. That will go green when they're fully charged. And yeah, they last forever and a day. They really do. We just plug them in there with a little USB-C into a USB port. And yeah, you good to go. I think they charged up in a couple of hours, the whole pod. And yeah, then you've got, I will double check. I think it's something like 55 hours of playtime. So yeah, so that's the Capsules, Soundpeaks Capsules 3 Pro. And I think they are brilliant. I know they're the higher end of the range, but I think the sound quality, absolutely worth it. Guys, what
absolutely.
I'm sure you
totally
share
agree.
that.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of the sound on these is far in excess of what you'd expect.
Yeah.
And basically, like you do, I actually went over to YouTube and typed in the model number and looked at the reviews. And the reviews were good, very good. But what hit me straight away is that the comments of people who actually bought these and were using them were like Nick's, when Nick said the iPod, or the iPhone equivalent to these,
Yeah.
they are as good. People believe these are stunning earbuds.
Earbuds.
So
they are, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Great
for
quality.
a fraction of the price.
Talking of quality, I think it's only fair. You're actually watching us on 3 Amazon Live pages at the moment. On my page, on Nick's page, but our host today is Marco. And Marco and his friends at StreamYard are responsible for this technology, because StreamYard is the only system that I know that can do this, to go live to 3 separate Amazon pages at the same time. So Marco, thank you for hosting today. And thank you
My
for
pleasure.
introducing StreamYard again.
And thank you.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
there's 2 models remaining, I think, about Let me check because so we do you have the let me check. I think Steven has the Air Deluxe. Steven, do you have them? It's the tiniest box, I think.
This box.
I think it is.
Let me take these out because I was just showing
These
demoing
are the ones that don't have these. You can't replace the ear wings. The ear.
Wait a
tips.
minute. No. Just a second. Let me open the box. No, I don't have those.
Okay.
Would you like to talk about those?
Okay, but you have the wings, right?
I got the wings that we were talking about earlier.
Yes, you do. So
I mean, I've got the wings and I've got the capsule and the air.
okay,
So
you can talk
and the
about the wings if you don't mind.
Yes. See, never, always be ready.
Yes.
Somebody is going to put you on the spot. Okay. So, Nick, you were talking about just I want to make sure here, the Capsule 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. Now, the Capsule 3 has a little brother, and that little brother is the Soundpeats wings. And again, I put these on. I'm going to try and do this live. I've got a price of $39.99.
Do you want a drum roll, Steven?
Afterwards. Don't do a drum roll before I put these on. Do the roll afterwards because it might take a while. I'm not the world's best at doing this. It has to be said. And if you cut away from me for 5 minutes, move me out of the way, and I'll come back in a minute.
Okay.
With them on.
Well, meanwhile, I'm gonna talk about the other ones. Let me check. I think these are what they are. So
Right,
these
okay.
ones are the ones with the tiniest ones we have. Okay, oh my god, I forgot the name, which is great. Air 3 Deluxe HS. Okay. One of the things I like about Soundpeats, we already mentioned the sound quality, the prices, the app, but there's one thing that I like about them is the design. Okay, they are, even though they are inexpensive, I think I can call them inexpensive. Mainly these earbuds, they have a pretty exclusive design and two of my favorite colors, black and golden. I think they thought about me when they were designing this because they are actually two of my favorite, and because this kind of transmits sophistication, luxury. I really love the combination of these two colors. Needless to say that sometimes when people approach to me to asking me to help with making a logo, I'm not a designer. I just design in my head the concept and then I deliver the kind of what I want the design to do. And if the brand they are trying to build or if the brand that they already have resonates with this, probably these two colors they could be there because they transmit for me they transmit this exclusivity, sophistication, trustable. So when they do this, I really love. So let me show you so you can see pretty nice lines. Okay, as you can see, usually these tend to go, yes, there you go. Okay, these ones, and this is one of the things that is not as good, but it is what it is that you can't adapt the ear tips. Okay, this is one size fits all. But for instance, if you use this not for sporting, is just for listening while you're laying by this swimming pool side or whatever, this is pretty nice. Okay. Pretty, and you have other colors, because if you're not as myself, you have pink, you have kind of purple, and also white. The golden, it's there in the white as well. Okay, you have the whole, I think they call this purple, probably. Yes, purple and pink. Okay, so it has a wider range than all the colors than the others, but they are actually pretty affordable. $49, and then you get an $8 coupon, so which means that it's $41.99. Okay, for this earbuds, believe me, you won't regret at all, because again, we already talked about this. Probably just joined right now. They have an amazing detailed sound. Stephen, are you ready? Can we move on?
I am as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, so time
Okay,
for Stephen to talk about. Can you hear me?
Right, right, I can hear you. All good. These are the Soundpiece wings. Thank you for the click. Whoever clicked, we know that you've clicked. We just don't know who you are. These are great. These are an alternative to headphones. These are earbuds. They have their own carrying case, which I'm just recharging. This is it. And basically go into the carrying case, charge the case, and the buds, you can recharge them 4 times. And I've got to say, the sound quality, because we've been talking about this since the beginning, the sound quality on these, crystal clear, great bass, wide range. You could play your classical or acoustic guitar on here. I'm going to try that out, Marco. That's a good way of actually testing things. And if you recharge, you can recharge them in the case 4 times before you need to recharge the case. So these can travel about with you. I've not tried them out yet, which is why I'm a bit reticent to talk about them. But I've tried them around home and I've got no problems at all. And this is probably going to be the shortest review that's ever been. But they don't actually fall out. They are pretty solid, and that's what you need of a set of earphones, because as Marco said earlier, they can disappear. With these, they don't. Over to you. Are we going to Nick?
Well, can I say, yeah, can I just say, because I got mine in as well. And as I said earlier, I like running with these, but also I like cycling with them. With these ones that hang over your ear, if you've got your cycle helmet on, that's not going to fit particularly well. These fit great. So they're clipped on your ears. They're not going to go anywhere. And as we said before, you can just pair them up with the app. The nice thing is when you take your earpods out and you don't know how much juice they've got left in them, you just literally you pair them up with the app, and it will tell you, and so you'll know exactly how much juice you've got. And so if you're running low, you can give them a quick old charge. But if you've got 100%, you're good to go. So these are really good. Again, I think also they might have some latency settings as well, so you can actually hear things around you, as opposed to just totally blocking out your hearing with the sound. But yeah, these are, again, all these products are just absolutely fantastic. I echo what Marco was saying about their design. I mean, even the little carry cases.
Yes.
They are so loud when someone tries to ring me when I'm in the middle of a live stream. I think my ears have started to bleed. My but yeah, so that certainly woke me up. But yeah, just such a lovely ergonomically beautiful design. I mean, they look classy, they look expensive, but they are very, very affordable, shall we say?
Totally.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you, if I may. None of this show would have been possible without Yana Curry.
Yeah,
because Yana approached the three of us. And we just want to say, Yana, you're the best. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You're simply the best. Hang on, where's my earpod?
Yes. So I think we came to the end.
Mhm.
Don't cry, because maybe if some of the other gents want, maybe we can do this again. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Nick and Siva, for joining us.
My pleasure.
As usual,
Indeed.
Nick, you can say your final words, and like usual, I'm gonna leave because I host, and Steven, it's kind of the. I'm sorry, Nick. It's kind of the main co-host.
We'll throw that hot potato this way then for this one.
So-
Listen, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Everyone who commented. So we've got Barry, Chris, Philip, some others that I can't see that I know were commenting on Stevens. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marco, for a brilliant hosting. And yet, let's do some more of that. It's
My
so
pleasure.
much fun. Miss broadcasting with you. Now, as you probably know, if you want to catch Stephen Healy any day of the week, he'll be on Amazon live streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK. Tomorrow, we've got myself and Stephen, we've got the movie quiz. So 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK. You can join us with the Trivia Plaza movie quiz. We always need your help with the questions. So yeah, come and help us out, and we'll be chatting about video, audio, microphones.
What time?
We'll chat about that. Is 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK, 5 p.m.
Okay.
in
I
Europe.
need to ask
But
because
still
I don't
4 p.m.
want
in
to
Portugal.
overlap you.
Yeah, we don't mind some overlap.
If
That's okay.
there's nothing wrong with friendly competition. And just a quick question from Guy, who's just observed that the earbuds won't basically work if you have an hearing aid. And unfortunately, if you've got dual hearing aids, no, I agree, Guy, they won't. But there are alternatives that you could try. It's just been a blast. It always is. When two of us get together, it's great fun. When three of us get together, absolute blast. Thank you, Marco and Nick.
Okay. So hopefully tomorrow I will be back as well. Probably not with a quiz movie show, because
You're more
I'm
than
gonna
welcome
leave
to
this
join.
to this nice gents. But I had, because I was off around 1 month, so I have some new products to showcase and review, because some boxes and bags, they are across the room. Some they are not as new, but they are still good. Probably I'm gonna start doing an hiking live show to review, showcase some hiking products.
Nice.
Because as I said, I don't know if I said, probably not, I think I just said this off, in the beginning of October, I'm gonna get back to the Camino de Santiago. Okay, so I've been trying new products, like for instance that amazing backpack that you can see over there. And we, the three of us, will be keeping doing our individual live shows, solo live shows, but probably we'll be doing these together more often. Who knows? Because I don't know if I already mentioned, both of you, but in October we will have Prime Days again. So who knows? I'm gonna leave the challenge in the table. Maybe we can do a together show back in those
I think
days,
so.
Prime Days.
For sure.
Okay, and I'm, because Nick mentioned Bee Gees, I'm think that one of the shows we will start with Nick singing "Staying Alive." With that.
Be careful what you wish for.
So it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was a pleasure and honor to know that you were there listening to us, as it was a pleasure and an honor to be here in the screen with these two nice gentlemen. Wish you all an amazing week. For most of you, maybe probably an amazing back to work week. Be strong, be brave, and hopefully we will see back again tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.